Good evening, viewers. This is Chess champ David Mwanguzi, following match of I.M Ssegwanyi Arthur versus GM Nihal Sarin at the World Cup in Sochi, the FIDE World Cup in Sochi. And right now, you've joined when we're at move 11, and all the Ugandan and East African supporters are rallying behind I.M Arthur to win this game. We hope he'll win. Maybe just to backtrack a bit, just to show our viewers how the game began. I.M Arthur is white, with the white pieces against Nihal Sarin with the black pieces, and began with e4, followed by e6 from GM Nihal Sarin, d4 from Arthur, d5, which is French, and Arthur went for knight c3. GM Nihal went for bishop b5. Arthur went for e5, followed by c5. And Arthur went for a3, followed by capture on c3, pawn capture on c3, knight c6. We were having commentary from Wanyama Harold, the national coach, who's also in Sochi right now with Arthur, and he told us that they actually prepared for multiple options, and they looked at the queen c7 line. They had not anticipated that the GM would, the grandmaster would sidestep their preparation with knight c3, sorry, knight c6 on move 6. However, Arthur played queen g4, attacking the g7 square, and grandmaster simply played g6. So what all of us expected, all of us in Uganda, was knight f3, continuing with the attack. However, Arthur went back, queen d1. That move, I think, because he was caught off guard, off preparation, really put him berserk. Honestly, put him berserk. It is out of his preparation. And so the grandmaster followed with queen f4, attacking the c3 square immediately, which was defended by Arthur splendidly. Bishop d7, then queen f4, and Arthur took over 10 minutes thinking on how to respond. Took him over 10 minutes, but he responded splendidly with rook b1, giving up the c, giving up the a3 pawn, and we're waiting for fireworks, only for the grandmaster to simply play c4. Arthur played h4 immediately. I think this is where the preparation is coming. I think you can see even from Stockfish, it's showing that even with the pawn, which has been given right now, the grandmaster is taking his time thinking whether he should capture the gambit or not. And it shows that plus 0.7. GM Nihal has just played h6, hoping to sidestep anything Arthur throws at him. We're waiting for fireworks to happen. So on the stream, we'll be joined by other persons from Uganda. And you can watch as I respond to some of the comments in the chat on YouTube. This match is going to be interesting. It's going to be wow. Right now, Arthur is contemplating whether to defend uh, the a2 pawn or whether to push on h5. The computer analysis from Stockfish 13, which the YouTube platform, the Lichess platform is using right now, shows that actually the best option would be to push h5, as you can clearly see. Best option is pushing h5, or alternatively going for queen c1. This is how it would play out: queen c1, followed by, say, either b6 or something like that. Then knight, then bishop e7, then long castle, something along those lines. Not necessarily going for if h5 immediately. But this is the live position. This is the live position. Arthur is yet to play. Arthur is taking his time. Arthur is thinking. Arthur is playing Grandmaster Nihal Sarin, who is 16 years old. Arthur is a 34-year-old pharmacist, and Grandmaster Nihal is a professional chess player. So the age difference is ×2, but the strength difference favors the young man. The strength difference is like ×5. So chess is a very interesting sport. You have to sit for long. You have to really think. Sometimes you take more time thinking than doing anything else because it's a thinking game anyway. So, for example, in this position, Arthur is thinking. So many things are going through his mind. So many things are going through his thought process. And we are here in Uganda watching him, supporting him, cheering for him, and he's thinking. We don't know what he's going to do next, but he's thinking. And we really hope that he turns this game around. But he's thinking. He has taken over 15 minutes thinking on move 12, but he's still thinking. And we hope that this thought process will come out with something significant. So in the meantime, as he's thinking, let's talk about his opponent, who is Grandmaster Nihal Sarin. Nihal Sarin was born on 13th July 2004. The year 2004 Ssegwanyi Arthur, who started from Namiryango College for all his secondary school education. Arthur was in senior 3 in 2004. And that's when Nihal was being born. Nihal Sarin was born on 13th July 2004 in Thrassa in the Indian state of Kerala. He spent his first few years in Kottayam. He could recognize the capitals and the flags of all the 190 odd countries by the age of 3, which shows that this boy was a genius and a talent. And at a very young age of 3 years old, he could distinguish the 190 flags. At that same age, he also had managed to know and recite from memory the scientific names of most of the insects and plants. By the time he was in upper kindergarten, he was speaking fluently in English. By the time he turned 6 and enrolled into the first standard, he knew the multiplication tables up to 16. This is a talent, this is a genius we are talking about. Nihal learned at the age of 6, he learned chess at the age of 6 in order to make him feel bored during school vacations. His father introduced Nihal to a chess set, and his grandfather, I.M Umar, taught him the rules at Kottayam, where he was a student of Excelsior English School. Nihal was formerly taught chess by Matthew P. Joseph Patore, the school's chess coach, who instructed once a week in the beginning. Nihal defeated his chess coach within a short time span, and his family had to search for a new coach. This was indicative of the talent that Nihal Sarin is. So in Uganda, as we are supporting Grandmaster, our international master, Ssegwanyi Arthur, the Indians are out there uh, supporting Nihal. And in Uganda, we have a big Indian community. As you can see, Arthur decided to go for the option of Queen C1 to protect his small gains. As you can see on the computer screen, it's already a +10. Arthur has a slight advantage as we speak. Nihal is thinking. Nihal is thinking to turn this around. We don't know how he's going to do it, but he's a grandmaster. And with the clout that grandmasters come with, we really are expectant of talent to be displayed. And as we go back to the history, the first early successes of Nihal Sarin, Nihal in 2011 to 2012, when international master Arthur was at university, Makerere University. Nihal was in his early years. Nihal and his family moved to Thrissa, where Nihal joined the Martha CAMI public school. Nihal won the Kerala State Championship in the under 7 category in 2011. Remember, this was a boy who was just born in 2004. So 2011, barely 7 years, and he's winning the under 7 category. He didn't stop there. He went ahead and he won the under 9 category twice. He won the under 11 category twice, won the under 15 category once, and he became a runner-up in the state senior championship in 2015 in Irinjalukuda at the age of 10 years. So by the age of 10, he had won the under 9, under 11, under 15. Thus becoming eligible to represent Kerala in the National Challengers Championship 2015. He was twice the state under 19 juniors runner-up at the age of 8 and 10. Nihal was the national under 9 champion in 20 uh, 2013 in Chennai, and a national under 11 bronze medalist in 2014 at Puri, and the national under 11 silver medalist 2015 in Pondicherry. I think India is quite a big country, not like Uganda, and the opportunities are immense, but so is the competition. But Nihal, his records show that he was able to withstand the storm, was able to compete significantly. So that is the Nihal we are talking about right here. Nihal is thinking. Nihal is thinking. But so is Arthur. So Nihal is thinking, and we hope that he's going to come up with a magical move any moment now. But the beauty with chess is that chess is a logical game, you know. Unless someone really outsmarts you, you usually see what they are planning. Maybe you may not be able to calculate all the intricacies of the moves, but you do see what they are planning. By the time Arthur played Queen C1, Nihal could see that he's protecting the A the F3 square, but also putting pressure on the options that the queen can go to, while putting pressure on the H6 pawn and the whole diagonal from C1 to H6. So both people are sharp, both people are intelligent, both people are wise. It's now the preparation that we have to see. And Ugandans are excited. Ugandans are commenting everywhere. And they're commenting on why Nihal did not capture that pawn, the F3 pawn. That it would be bad. Maybe it would be good. Maybe here, maybe there. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. The Ugandans are excited. Just the thought of putting Grandmaster Nihal in a thinking squeeze is exciting Ugandans. And not only Ugandans, there are so many people who are uh, watching the tournament live on YouTube, watching the tournament and following the games on Chess. And a lot is in the chats, as you can see. A lot is in the chats commentating about Nihal's game. And I am Arthur Ssegwanyi. But as you can see, we are at a crossroads. Nihal is thinking. Nihal has taken over 20 minutes thinking on move 12. And this thought process is what probably will bring something interesting on the board. They're talking about the French winner and how Nihal probably listened to Anish and played the winner. Maybe Nihal is challenging himself by taking up more challenging openings, trying to strengthen his endgame technique. Well, whether this game is about Nihal improving his endgame technique or something else, we are going to see in the subsequent moves. And on the charts, we have Kabuye Charity Raphael saying Arthur needs to convert. Arthur needs and does stand better chances. So let's see these better chances. The win is what every Ugandan, every East African wants for Arthur. The how to get the win is the challenge. So this is our game. In the meantime, as Nihal takes time to think, we can look at other positions of other games. Maybe board one is the Russian Sujigru Sanan versus Prudente Elma. And this game is feisty. They are also on move 12, but pieces are all over the board. This is a cut and throat game. As you can see, it began with knight f3. Very, very active. Very active, both of the king and queen side. And you can see this game is feisty. From move one, it has been a fight. So as they are fighting, right there, we can go to board 26 and check out Arthur's position. Position hasn't changed a bit. Position has not changed a bit. So from the WhatsApp group of the Ugandans called the Uganda Grand Prix Events Group, that's the group where most Ugandans come together, talk about Ugandan tournaments, Ugandan events. And we have our national coach, Harold Wanyama, who traveled with Ssegwanyi, Arthur, to Sochi, and is saying that let's not get sidetracked. Let us not get sidetracked. Let's be focused on this game. Let's hope Arthur pulls through. So on the stream, we have been joined by Were Samustan. I'm going to give him a talk, but I'll ask him to amplify his audio a bit so that you can hear him. Where you can talk now. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Just increase the microphone. Your microphone volume, just increase it.
Okay.
Come closer to the computer.
Yeah. Okay, how about you? Am I clear?
Yeah, you are clear, only that your volume is a bit low. Just increase it because you're on the YouTube live stream. So people can hear you, but you need to be more audible.
Okay, I'll be more audible.
What do you think is going to happen in this game?
Yeah, on my experience as an IFO player and at the
what
same
are your
time,
thoughts?
Yeah, I'm giving my view. I'm saying as my experience as an IFO player and
where I can't hear you. I have not even heard one word. I'm leaning in onto the computer because I can't hear you. Maybe. Yeah?
Let me first look at this audio. I really don't know what's
now
happening.
I can hear you perfectly. Now I'm hearing perfectly. Now I'm hearing you perfectly. Speak.
Now you can hear me perfectly.
Yes, we're included.
Okay, very good. So I'm saying, yeah, with my experience as an IFO player and with my understanding of the French defense, yeah, I think right now I see they haven't all castled, but I guess white has more space than black. And at least I predict a result from Arthur's side because, of course, with the rating and the strength, Nihal is on a positive, also is on people's positivity. They expect him to win, but it being the French and the French is not the best defense against the State 4. At least Arthur is likely to get a result, and if possible, if he can really improve on this position more and more, I'm sure he can get it on its best. I'm sure he can get a win.
I think Arthur can get a win, or even a draw at least.
Yeah, a draw, considering a draw is possible, but also a win is possible. Because
even a win is possible. Wow.
Yeah, a win is very possible. Reason being, apparently, if you look critical at this game, black has nowhere to castle from. So it looks like the king is only safe in the center. And considering the king being safe in the center is never safe, because this center can, okay, fine, the position is closed, so the king can stay in the center, but in case of a sack or a breakout, maybe on g6, I think white can have a pretty good play.
For how long?
So, but of course, it is, b6, okay. Black is trying to, yeah, black is, I think, trying to take his king to safety. Oh, wow. I think it's still ongoing. It's still an ongoing game. We can't predict the result apparently, but
it's too early.
It's too early. It's too early, but I prefer white. I prefer playing as white in this position.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to remove. You can still be on. However, I'm going to maximize so that people who are watching on YouTube can see what's on the board more clearly. But your
Yeah.
audio will
True.
still be
True.
there. Your comments will still be heard. Yeah.
All right. No
I was trying to
problem.
find a way of maximize it, but I think it's not possible to
Yeah,
maximize the
and
board
then
any further.
the other thing I'm noticing is I think Arthur is not familiar with this position.
Mm.
Arthur is not familiar with this position. Maybe people who have played the French in the Tarash variation would pull this off with ease, but Arthur first thought that he could merge on the weak dark complex, but now
Mm.
remember black is not going to castle king side.
As you
But
can see,
to yeah,
as you
but to
can
now
see, Arthur
remember,
has more time. Arthur has more time than the GM. But this is the GM who can play bullet.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
So
But and remember, it's a 3,000 in bullet.
yes, on yeah, only chess.
Yeah, so I don't consider time as a factor. And two, this position being closed,
Mm.
even waiting moves can apply. It's not a sharp position that each move counts.
I think you're
Yeah,
right.
even
I
waiting
think you're
moves
right.
can count to buy some time.
Mm. Okay, I'm going to be away from the computer for like 5 minutes, and I come back. So you're the one in charge of the stream. Are you using a computer or
Okay,
a laptop?
I'm using a laptop.
Uh, if on your end, there's something called share screen. Are you seeing it? It's like it has a laptop plus
Yeah,
a
share screen.
cross.
I'm seeing it.
So you open the this particular game on chess, and then you share and you choose the tab so that you control the tab. You can go back and forth. You can go through the game. You can even look at other games. So
Okay,
that
I'm
I
seeing.
leave you in charge of the stream, and then
Okay,
I'll come
just
back.
a second. I'm seeing share screen. Screen sharing is this just the one? I don't know. I really don't know how to share this screen. This is my first time using this application.
Okay. So what you do,
Hmm.
I've sent you the. Have you opened the game in Lichess on on um
On the
on
website.
on the website? I've sent you the link in your WhatsApp.
Okay, let me fast forward it to my email. This imitating Rashford.
But streaming chess is very challenging. Reason being, in a classical game like this one, you're going to
Yeah,
have 10, 20 minutes of inactivity.
yeah, I get the point. So I need to just be explaining variations, but I understand the French better. Um, let me first. Where is my Gmail? Where is Monday today? Monday usually joins us in these streams.
Yeah, Amanda usually joins us, but I think he has some work things.
Okay. How about Night Guard? Night Guard, Night Guard. Night Guard is
I
also
know
a good player. He usually understands these French positions.
he's a good
And
player.
you're also a French player, by the way.
Mm,
First refresh my email here. You sent me the link to the game.
yeah,
Okay.
I've also posted it on YouTube, directly on YouTube, so other people can see the link.
Okay, I've sent this link. First open it in a new tab.
So Arthur is thinking, and his time is dwindling. He's about to enter the below the 1 hour mark on the remaining clock time, but he has decided to play bishop E3. E7. Sorry, E2. I think he's planning to push. He's planning to push G4, or put the bishop on D1 and take the queen on the queen side and do something with it. I don't know. Alternatively, he could be planning to just develop the knight, say knight F3 and then castle. But that would be so pedestrian.
No, apparently, Arthur's king is more safe in the center. So he can't castle, And then two, the king is also safe on D1.
I actually disagree. Reason being, when you look at the move B6, when you look at it even from lichess, it is showing Arthur has an advantage of 1.1. The computer expected him to push H5 immediately. However, he has played bishop E2. So his advantage has gone to 0.8. Those are small advantages. However, those things matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, true. And these are small positional advantages, but also you need to know its consistency. It can still be a +2, but converting it may be hard, depending on your understanding of chess. So meanwhile, I'm trying to get this, but failed to share screen.
No, it's fine. Just I'm going to direct you. So,
okay, I'm still looking for Arthur's game.
Click share. First look for Arthur's game so that it actually appears on that tab of Google.
Yeah,
or the chess. It's game 26. Game 26.
It's
board
on
26. Board 26. Board 26.
Board 20. Okay, 19 to 26. I've seen it.
Okay, now you click share. Then you choose there are some ones which will come. Then you choose Google Chrome.
Share. It's in Google Chrome anywhere. There's no Google Chrome here. I'm saying screen sharing is the easiest way to monitor sharing.
Click screen sharing. Click screen sharing first.
My dear. Okay. Hey, these were tips.
Then choose Chrome tab. There are three options.
Chrome tab.
Choose Chrome tab.
I've seen Chrome tab.
Then you go and choose the particular tab which has the chess game.
Yeah, I think I'm sharing.
Yes, and I've shared it. So what we are seeing is what is on your computer. So if you move a mouse,
I can see.
controlling.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me leave the stream a bit for 5 minutes.
Just a second. I'm not seeing arrows. Can you use arrows?
I think not. I've seen other people use arrows. That is using OBS Studio, but for us, we are using StreamYard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me first put on my stockfish. Okay, I get a much more insight.
Yeah.
But so let me leave. Have an activity at 5.
No, I won't delay. I'll be back.
Okay, so let me continue with the live commentary.
Yeah. Thank you, Wary.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, thanks viewers for watching. Usually in the French, French has so many lines, but this line in particular was running to the Tarrasch variation. Usually the Tarrasch, in a few of the Tarrasch variations, you can play your king to D1 as a means of safety as white, and then two. And then as black, usually the king is safe in the center, but then also long castle is always also okay as long as your queen side you have a queen side initiative. I'm saying in the commentary they're asking which board is Nihal. Nihal is on board 26. Yeah, you can follow on chess, you can follow on chess 24, you can even follow on our live stream. So we have to keep waiting for what Nihal is going to play next. But usually these GMs always follow their plans, so it's likely to fianchetto the bishop. So Nihal is running low on time, but usually this is a tactic GMs use usually. And whenever they run low on time, for you think you're better and you play quickly. Yet at times it's just a delaying tactic. You can still run low on time and then pull a very good move. You know, chess is about moves. Someone can win with even 1 second on the clock. So time is not key, it's always position. And this position apparently is still stable. Anything can happen. Yeah.
I am not seeing the stuff.
So bishop e2 is the classical move from Arthur. But then however much computers were suggesting h5 pawn push, but h5 pawn push, we as humans there is okay, on the surface you may not understand it, but that f5 push, it exposes the light squares on the king side. The light squares become weak, so you can exploit them with aggression, with an aggressive move like f5. Okay, so that's why the computer wanted h5 pawn push. But still, the position is still stable. And when you look at this position critically, well, Nihal has no moves. So this is like Arthur's best opportunity to win. To win, not even to draw. He has no moves. So if maybe he can become a little aggressive on the king side, can get a pretty good game. Yeah, I need you to remember that Nihal is only 16 years old but rated to 600. So in chess, age doesn't matter. It's about good play. The best player always win. And Nihal has really, of recent, he won a tournament in Serbia. He emerged best and he was playing against strong grandmasters. So he's a very young talent and he always has opportunities to make comebacks in World Cups and among other tournaments. He's really a good talent. Usually, in a few minutes from now, we shall be joining with the man, Alan Benjamin, who has mastered the art of killing the French. He can notify us more about what is happening in this position, because usually for him, It says that when someone plays a4, e6, it is 1-0. It's a registered 1-0. So you will also hear from Monday in a few minutes to come. Arthur is a talent. Kuna. Yeah. So apparently Nihal is still thinking, Bishop E2 isn't Bishop E2 raises suspicions. I know Arthur now wants to play H5, but he was looking at the activity of his bishop first. As of course remember the knight is now to develop the knight somewhere. To develop the knight, you have to first get the of protecting the h6 pawn, which is a little tricky.
Nothing at all right.
Kadu. Alo, soko ingira live stream omwana tugira tweyagala. Soko ingira live stream ya gundi. Live stream. Okay, as I still thinking that usually crossed positions, they usually attack. The attack is always on the wing. Okay, so the one who utilizes his wing is most preferably the best player. Okay, but of course Nihal's clock running up to 33 is not a good sign. However much he may be the best candidate for the match, but when your clock runs up to 33, it is it's because this is halfway. You have only 30 minutes. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Hello. Hello. Okay, sorry for the delay. Yeah, we are still looking at Ssegwanyi Arthur versus Nihal Sarin. Ssegwanyi Arthur is a genius. Is a genius. He won the math competition for 6 years in high school. So amidst all other responsibilities, he's still able to showcase in Uganda, and he's one of the best, if not the best, chess player in Uganda. Of course, we have a series of very good players in Uganda, but I believe that Arthur Ssegwanyi has really showed a good, is exceptional among the players in Uganda. And of course, since Africa is always lower rated and we don't have we don't have so many chess players, so many chess tournaments, so many inspiring chess players. So at times the ratings hide within the people. Okay, so you may find when Arthur is much more higher rated than he is, and of course the pressure is putting on the young man. You realize it is really pressure. Okay. So of course, GMs always come out and have a way of coming up out of such squeezes, but with this position, it may be a little hard. Maybe a little hard. Yeah, usually even if you don't know the line, it is you can still you can still with calculation you can still come up with very tremendous moves, very good moves. So this is still a quiet position, and realize there's no pressure apparently. It's only Nihal on pressure.
Are there referees in chess?
Yeah, they are what they call arbiters.
So I've got group of first right now. Are they playing online or they are facing each other?
No, they are facing each other. This is live, really. This is a pre-COVID era. People have already muted COVID. So some sites are showing that Arthur is playing black. No, it is Nihal playing black. On historically, Arthur Ssegwanyi has ever drawn with Giri and Nishigiri. By the time Anish Giri drew with Arthur, Anish Giri was on his climax. He was almost entering two. He was almost entering 2-8. Yeah, and it would be his first time to enter 2-8. He only had the difference of only 2 points to enter 2-8. So he failed to enter 2-8 because of Ssegwanyi Arthur. That was in 2015. So today Arthur is playing Nihal Sarin, who's an Indian. He has won the So, of course, most of you understand that India is now one of the most competitive nations. And Sarin being a representative of India in World Cup, it's a good sign. and it's clear that there is a lot India is expecting from him. So I remember recently in 2020, Nihal Sarin won the 2020 Junior Speed Online Chess Championship after beating the Russia's number 6 Alexei Sarana in the finals. Yeah, Sarin is one of the most celebrated chess players in India, apparently, as I talk, and also one of the youngest grandmasters. Yeah, and remember, India has another prodigy by the names of Panagrama, who was considered to be better in calculations than Sarin. But since today we are looking at Sarin, let's focus on Sarin because he's the one who has emerged as the best competitor. Yes, I need to remind you that Ssegwanyi Arthur is a Ugandan chess player who was born in 1998 and he has played chess since he was in S1, which was 2000. And I remember in 2015 we were all on screens watching Ssegwanyi playing Nishgiri. But that's when Ssegwanyi became an inspiration in East Africa. And my time is about. And him drawing against Giri in 158 moves, it was a sign enough that Arthur Ssegwanyi is always going to be Uganda's favorite or East Africa's favorite. And he's the highest rated in East and Central. And he was the first person to hit the TPR of 2400 in East and Central still. Of course, Ssegwanyi has been escorted by the national coach, Harold Wanyama. Harold Wanyama, who is also one of the best, if not the best, celebrated Ugandan chess players, is holding a bronze medal in the Olympiad and also a bronze medal in All Africa Games. He emerged above 3 grandmasters in recent tournaments. So let's get back to the game. Nihal played bishop to d2, rather to d7. Now, what does bishop to d7 do? Playing bishop to playing bishop to b7 was a good move, but the problem with playing bishop to b7 or bishop to a7, it has no impact as for now. And 2, you have to reserve a few squares for the queen, most especially on a5 and a6. So bishop d7 makes the bishop very flexible, and also gives and also creates space for the rook on c8. So Arthur is also in a deep thought. You know, this bishop on usually bishop on d7, knight on c6, these structures always can lead to sacks. Yes, finally, Arthur plays h5. Very good move, actually. White is still okay, positional okay, but so between pushing pawn to g6 and capture. But when you capture this pawn, you distort your structure, distort the position of the game. So I think much better is is advancing the pawn to g5. But the problem with d5 is f4 is coming, and when f4 is coming, it's not good. It's not good for black. Black will be positioned a lost if he plays h5. And if he allows the capture, then the pawn may be hanging, but Arthur may not feel comfortable with this too much pressure. Mostly pressure caused by the rook, by the queen, and yeah. Now f5 is the ideal move. f5, very good move. Rather f4. Sorry about that. F4 is the ideal move. F4 is a very good move. If Arthur sees f4, then it's a +2. Arthur is winning. F4, like I said, f4 is the ideal move. It's a +2. Arthur can easily convert a +2. Amid this that, there is also a player in Uganda who can convert 0.01. Now, that player has been training with Arthur. So, hopefully, I'm sure Arthur is now winning this. French. As long as it is French, it is 1-0. On master level, French is no longer a play defense because it's a weak. It has so many weaknesses. People have practiced and played French for so long. Not this. Actually, in this French, Arthur needs to look for a win. Because when this kid gets on white, it may be a little uneasy. Oh, very good. Oh, so yeah, like I said earlier, if Arthur pushes f4, Arthur is winning now. Arthur is winning. The light squared bishop is going to be too active. And this is a win for Arthur. It's a win for Arthur. There is no doubt. There are so many weak pawns. A rook lift is coming soon of rook on rook on h3 is coming. So Arthur is winning totally. Arthur is winning. This is no joke. Arthur is winning this position because he has all the arsenals and mm, okay, Arthur has seen his advantage and now he's maintaining. Remember, he has now developed his last piece. So Nihal needs to play f5. Nihal needs to play f5 to try and be active. Because if he doesn't play f5 and Arthur's knights and bishop get a better square. Yeah, like I told you earlier on, black needs to play f5 to try to get some play, but of course now apparently white has a knight outpost. Yeah, and soon, anytime soon. First, enjoy this commentary. So soon, anytime soon, this is World Cup. So soon, anytime soon, you're going to see Arthur. Arthur just now, this is Arthur's position. When Arthur has initiative, he's a different player. You can't. Arthur has no reason for giving away this game. This is a sure win for Arthur, and likely his first sure win. Rather, his first win in the history of World Cup ever since he started going to World Cup.
By Petrosian. Castles it was kind of more dynamic.
Hello, thanks for being with us. We had to take a short break, but of course, the game is still going on. Yeah, the game is still going on, and apparently, Arthur is in a good position. I must say, even the engines are giving him a +1. He was on a +2, but of course, after F5, F5 had not been anticipated by the machines, but after F5 the advantage changed a little because F5 gave a counter attack to black, and even if Arthur has a knight outpost on G6, this game is still pretty a double-edged game, and apparently Arthur has no clear side to castle because he can't castle king side because the rooks are going to be facing the king side, and of course now maybe D1 can be a good option, but that can only happen maybe if black happens to sack his knight in the center, because usually there are variations where you can sack the knight in the Tarash, and but usually they sack for a draw. So here a sack is not yet to happen. Sack is not likely to happen, maybe apparently, unless maybe with the full positional changes, that's when maybe a sack can happen. Apparently, everyone needs to just play a stable game, a safe game. But remember, a grandmaster who's 16-year-old, usually they are aggressive, and in case of any opportunity to sack, this grandmaster must be in position to see it. Apparently, according to my analysis, I think the best move for Arthur is playing the knight to the outpost, so that in case the knight is played in case the knight on G is played on E7, it's there is a free pawn, there is a hanging pawn on H6. So I think when you look at this position critically well, I think it's pretty good playable on both sides. But what I can tell you is Arthur has more moves. Rather, White has more moves than Block. Okay, Arthur makes a decision of playing his queen to f2. Yeah, queen to f2. Queen to f2. Okay, queen to f2 is okay. Maybe looking at rook lift of rook to a3, and then placing your rook on g3 is also a pretty good move. But then, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, and I think that is what he's looking at. But of course, she needs to also consider his output. Of course, I trust Arthur's tactical abilities is of a 2-7, so his tactical eye is good, and he can always see any opportunity that arises. Okay, now the knight has been played to to e7. Now, when this knight is played on e7, I need to go. When the knight is played on e7, it's guarding the g6. It's guarding the g6 square. So in case the knight gets the g6 outpost rather, it can be captured, or Yeah, it can be captured, but of course the h pawn will be hanging. So maybe you can play the rook on g. So that's why I think Arthur lost some bit of time when he played the king to f2 because the king wasn't in any threat. Of course, yeah, of course, Arthur is playing very safe. He's playing very safe, and apparently, I'm sure after having this position, he knows that this is the best position he can have as white in this time control, and I'm pretty sure he's going to give this position all he has to try and improve it and make it a better position. So, yeah. So anytime soon, David is getting on board to analyze for us. And David, being a very good French player, he can understand his French variations better and better. So Nihal's worry is understanding these positions. Okay, Nihal has rook lifted, so he's planning to play two rooks on E. Remember, World Cup is in these tournaments. Every player gives his best to the game, and apparently Nihal can't accept to lose any piece or any pawn in a funny way. So he has to hold on. Actually, apparently Nihal is playing for a draw because his position is cramped. It's crumpled. Who is this guy? Instead of joining, we make it a very smooth commentary.
Monday, how are you? Monday, you're live on YouTube. You can unmute your microphone.
Yes, David. Yes, hello.
Yes, you can greet our viewers. We have viewers from India, we have viewers from Kenya, Uganda, and all the other people excited for Arthur. Arthur is winning this. Arthur is taking this. Arthur is getting a result from a 2-6 grandmaster.
It's breaking. Yeah?
Monday, what do you think of this game? What do you make of this? We are entering into time trouble. Arthur is recycling his pieces.
But for some reason, I think Arthur has wasted some moves with his queen. You know, that redundancy of moves. You know, queen f5, queen c1. I mean, queen a6, queen c1. For some reason, I would have preferred bishop c1 to bishop a3, so that the bishop can take that diagonal, and so that he could
Yes,
leave
but
his
the
queen.
A2 pawn was hanging.
A2 pawn.
F4, sorry, F4 pawn.
No, if you could go back to just a minute. Let me just try to find the game here. Where is that? But so far so good. I'm really impressed with Arthur's composure. I'm not. I'm not even doubting that Arthur will win this game.
Well, Arthur has an advantage of +1, and we are talking about a grandmaster here. Things can change really fast.
With a grandmaster, to beat a grandmaster, you need an advantage of +4 or 3.
Can Arthur get that advantage?
Well, I see his pieces are getting frustrated, and you see, he's making, for instance, this knight. So for this knight on e2, it wasn't necessary, okay? Because what I see, Sarin is planning a sacrifice on any of these center pawns, you know. And
So
I
what
see,
are Arthur's
Sarin.
plans?
Arthur has no plan at the moment. He's supposed to just hang in there until Sarin commits something.
Then I mean it's just drawish.
Yeah, at the moment it is still drawish. But you look at this maneuver. If Sarin could get his bishop on e8, okay, and then attack this pawn on a5, we have a problem. Not so?
Yeah, we could be in for a very challenging position if Sarin can break the center. The question is, can he break the center? Is the center breakable? I really doubt
because
whether the center is breakable.
Look at this. Just a minute.
Sarin is going for f5. Arthur has to take the rook to a1 immediately. The other option is to surrender f5, but rather capture or make plans of capturing e6. You allow your opponent to get a passed pawn, and you also get a passed pawn.
No. Because like you can see, this engine is recommending that Arthur, you know, should play the knight in f4. And as you can see, there was no need for Arthur to play his knight in e2. There was just no need for that. He would have just left his knight there because the knight was controlling so much, controlling the knight was also attacking the pawn in e6. You know, there was just so much. Now you can see
Arthur
that
has
the
gone
advantage is
to
dropping. You know, as Arthur spends time
Arthur
protecting
has
this
gone
pawn.
to rook a1. He's going to hold on to this game with everything that he has got.
I think right
Arthur
now Arthur
wants
is
a
a bit
draw in
afraid
this.
and he wants a draw. Because I think Sarin is got a little bit confident. Even the other thing I'm looking at, I'm seeing Sarin sacrificing even a knight, you know, so that he could open up the position. Remember, Arthur's queen has no squares as such, so the only important square for him is maybe queen in d6, and of which Sarin doesn't plan on giving him that square no matter the cost. Let's see. Well, it's even hard to see ideas for black, by the way.
Nigel Short is saying that this game will end in the next 30 moves. I don't know how true that is, but I think Arthur may actually seal this game in the next 30 moves.
No, Sarin is going to play for draw, because the idea I'm seeing from Sarin is going to try to push that pawn, right?
B5.
Yeah.
Are you saying that both knights are blocked out? Right now, both knights for Sarin are inactive.
There is nothing to worry
they're
about,
not doing
because
anything.
they are going to do something. Because look at this. He's going to push that pawn in B, okay, so that his queen and bishop can come for exchange. Sarin's plan is to get rid of the queen and take this to endgame, because he's trying to count on this A pawn as his passed pawn, you get? Yes, in the endgame, that is Sarin's plan. If he can get this A pawn, this F5 pawn free to go on queen, this would disturb Arthur a lot, so that like he can make Arthur transfer all his resources to just fight this single pawn in A, and then you can see this pawn fortress starting from E6 to D4 to C4 and then F5. All of this is just going to cause some small pain for Arthur. But at the moment, Sarin's plan is to get this to something slightly drawish, so that he can now try to confuse Arthur a little bit.
Do you think he'll manage to confuse Arthur a little bit?
Yeah. He's likely to do some sort of sacrifice that will confuse Arthur, because I'm looking at knight in I'm looking at knight A7, then knight C6.
Stop that! I don't even have a boyfriend! I don't even know who these flowers came from. So that's just mean that you have a secret admirer. I don't.
And also, it looks like Sarin is going down on time. His time is really not enough. He has to, wow, and he's playing engine moves.
Sarin has 2 minutes on the clock. Arthur has 20 minutes on the clock. So why I say this, Arthur can take his queen to C1 and threaten to take the pawn, and maybe they can go for a draw.
What are you doing there?
I don't see the importance of that move. Maybe it's a waiting move, but I don't really see its importance.
You see, Sarin's plan is just to hang in there to give Arthur a sophisticated position, you know?
To give Arthur an
like you can see what I was
opportunity to
telling
blunder.
you. That what?
To give Arthur an opportunity to blunder.
Exactly, because now you can see even Sarin's ideas are simple. If you can get a knight on C6 and sacrifice something, you know, because that knight in C6 is going to be a waiting knight, just a knight to just wait.
I think he wanted to remove the knight from e7, but he was afraid that the queen could go on f8. And so that's why he took the rook down.
Okay. Well, I can see Sarin is going to increase the pressure after pushing this pawn to b5. You know, this b5 pawn push is going to be a bit strong, and Arthur should watch out.
The question is, what should he do?
What Arthur should do? I think at this moment, queen c1, the option I would see is let's see. Wow, he's getting. By the way, at this moment, I think Arthur is running out of ideas, to be honest, because black is being as
Another
solid
thing
as
I'm
much as
thinking for
possible.
Arthur is how about he finds a way of making one of his pieces, especially the knight, more active.
Okay. The other idea I see for Arthur is to sacrifice a piece, but I don't know when.
Arthur cannot afford to sacrifice a piece. He rather gets a draw. Actually, if
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
Arthur,
I'm
I would
looking at.
maybe go
I
for
see this
repeated
point.
moves. For example, queen c1, try to put pressure on the king side and avoid any pawn
But you see,
pushes.
Sarin's plan is to reorganize his knights. You know, if Sarin can get his knights reorganized, then at least you see this is a closed position, and closed positions dictate that knights are more flexible than bishops, right?
Yes.
All right. So he's trying to find a way to frustrate Black's bishops, create a pass pawn on the f file. I mean, on the f file, and then just do some upsets for Arthur a little bit. As you can see, Sarin has even an option of giving away the pawn in h6. Just to have initiative for the knight and something like that. Okay, let's see. Oh, Andrew Tang is also taking part in this. Huh?
What is the idea behind that move?
Just a
I think
minute.
Nihal has decided that he's tired of Arthur's bishop pair. So he intends, hear me clearly, he intends to play knight f7. From knight f7, he intends to play knight knight g. Knight g5.
As a matter of fact, Sarin is not going to even play that knight, because those knights are the reason as to why he's going to win this game. You know, he wants to frustrate the white bishop. Right now, the white bishop has no squares. You know,
of course, if he gets rid of the light squared bishop, that means he can attack the a.
No.
The a pawn and the
right
h
now
pawn
the
at the
advantage
same time,
for Sarin,
because they're dancing the white squares
look at
and
this.
they can't move any further. They can't be protected by
Look at
bishop.
this. Yes, which is true, but do the math this way. When you look at the white bishop on f3, okay, it has no squares, totally no square. It can only move between d1.
After knight g3 or knight f5, it can go back to it can go back to e. It can go back to e. It can actually go back to e. E2. However,
the white bishop,
remember that knight is not just coming there, but it's making its way to e4. Knight f7, knight knight g5, then knight e4. Basically, that knight which was dead has now been brought back to life.
Yes, but Arthur will be happy to exchange his white bishop. Reason being, the white bishop has no squares in this game. Okay, Arthur's white bishop is not playing in this game.
If that light squared bishop moves out of the game, right? Even moves out of the game, it's very difficult to defend these positions. That's one. Number two.
No, you look at it this way, okay? Sarin, what he's going to do is going to push the b pawn, okay? He's going to push the b pawn. He creates a passed pawn in on the f5, okay? And then he'll push that pawn in such a way that it will be a winning pawn. Remember, white's bishop cannot cross to the other side of the board, right? Hello?
I beg to differ. I beg to disagree with you, but let's watch the game and let's enjoy.
No, look at it this way. Yeah? I'm saying the white bishop cannot cross to the other side of the board. It cannot come to the f5. It cannot come to the b to the b5 because of the pawn block, the double pawn block here in c2. Yeah,
but that
pawn
mean
cannot allow the bishop to go. Yeah,
and that doesn't mean it's useless.
Because after b5, look at this. After b5, okay, black will have a passed pawn, and that passed pawn cannot be challenged by the white bishop because that means this white bishop has no purpose to some extent. So black, remember, has two knights, a bishop, and a rook, all fighting for this pawn to gun queen. And at the same time, white only has
now equal.
Yes, but in the long run, you're going to see how Sarin is going to try and combat this because Arthur's challenge right now is to get all his pieces, space. And right now, remember Sarin's pieces, all of Sarin's pieces have space. They have where to move from. His white bishop can move across the board. The rook can move anywhere. The knights can move anywhere. Whereas
actually, it would be nice if
has
Arthur recycled his own bishop from that diagonal to the h4 diagonal, h4 d8 diagonal. Probably placed it around f6 to knock or put pressure on the rook or something. Nihal has 2 minutes, Arthur has 14 minutes, but Arthur's 14 minutes are running faster than Nihal's 2 minutes.
Right now, Nihal is only playing strong moves that are going to mess up Arthur's agenda. Because remember, Arthur had an advantage of 1.5, but right now it is equal. And that's one thing, what? And that's one thing Arthur has to look out for. I can even see a comment here that if Nihal loses, then he is out. And Nihal doesn't plan on losing to an IM, especially an IM of 2-4 strength. I mean, this is a guy who's a 2-6. Oh my.
leaves early and gets back late. I don't even see his shadow, let alone his naked body. It has been 10 days now. What should I do? Greetings, my lady. Let's Joe. Are you not happy today? Oh, I'm all right. You don't have to worry about me. Actually, His Highness is nice. It's not difficult to get along with his mom either. They've just had a lot of troubles lately, so they are distressed now. After a while, they will be more friendly. I heard His Highness was recently framed, and that some other officials have died. Is he being investigated? His mother is extremely worried about the whole thing. It's said His Majesty put General Mu Qingwu in charge of the case, but no progress has been made at all yet. His Highness is busy all day, probably because he's trying to clear his name. Not many people in the capital are capable of murdering an entire family, and His Highness was caught at the scene, so he is the obvious suspect. Plus, now that these two other officials have died, it's hard for the prince to clear his name. Yes, I heard that the officials were all His Highness would never resort to a shameless method like that.
interesting. What we are seeing from our end is nothing less than shocking. What it is showing us here is that Nihal's time is 0.00. So we don't know whether he lost on time. We don't know whether the game is still going on or it's over. But it appears that Nihal has lost on time. This has been a momentous victory for Arthur Ssegwanyi. We are yet to confirm, but every indication shows that he is still having 8 minutes and 35 seconds, while Nihal's time is 0.00.00, as you can clearly see here. Zero time. And all people are shocked. People cannot believe it. From their comments right here, people are asking, what happened? So what happened? People are wondering what happened. And maybe when Monday comes back on the stream, he'll tell us what happened. Because no one can believe what happened. From the groups, the Ugandan groups, people are asking, have we just won on time or something is wrong? And people are saying, maybe we have won on time. Other people are saying, we can't believe it. Maybe there's a glitch in the system. Maybe there is a problem. But maybe there are internet issues in Russia, in Sochi. But people cannot believe it. People are shocked. People are wondering what is happening. What is happening with this particular game? And I can tell you for sure, people are shocked. I can tell you for sure, people all over Uganda, all over East Africa are wondering what is going on. The WhatsApp groups, as you can clearly see, are all in awe. This is the Ugandan group, and they're saying, have we won on time or something is wrong? This is the game. Nihal Sarin, Ssegwanyi, Arthur. 0.0 seconds, 8:35. There we have it, folks. And everyone is wondering. This is the Chireka, because Arthur is part of the Chireka Chess Club. People are wondering what happened. And some people are saying the game is still on. The game is still on. This is the Uganda Chess Federation captains group. And this is quite interesting. And they're saying Nihal has been added 40 minutes. Nihal's dad is very excited. Where is the game being broadcast? And people are wondering what is happening. But all we can tell them is that Nihal is still in it. It's not yet over until it's over. So here we are, folks. We are waiting to see what's happening. But one thing is for sure, this game is not yet over. This is still an interesting game. And people are saying, what is happening? As you can see, Nihal's game over or not? 30 minutes have not been added, only Nihal and Prague lost. But as you can see, all Nihal needed to do was enter move 40. And he did enter move 40 with knight d8. Once he entered move 40, Queen h7, he was added time. With added time, the game is still on. The game is still on. I think Arthur has to really play very carefully. Otherwise, this seemingly drawish game may turn into a nightmare. Right now, fingers are crossed, hearts are pounding, heads are shaking. We don't know who's going to win next. We don't know who's going to lose. That this game is going to be exciting. That I can guarantee you. That this game is not yet over. It's still far from over. But who is this Arthur Ssegwanyi, who is giving a very hard time to Nihal? Who is he? Where does he come from? Which school did he study from? Arthur Ssegwanyi was born on March 12, 1988. And as you can see, 1988 from 2005, he is 17 years older than Nihal. The gap between their two ages is even bigger than Nihal's age right now. He was born March 12, 1988, and he got his international FIDE master title and became an IM by 2005, having won the Zone 4.2 championship in that year. And he qualified for the FIDE World Cup in 2005, where he was paired with the fourth seed Anish Giri. And in the first game, they drew. Arthur drew the first game in 158 moves, and then lost a second game and was consequently eliminated from the tournament. However, Arthur Ssegwanyi has won many tournaments in Africa, many tournaments in East Africa, many tournaments Uganda. He has represented Uganda at the Olympiad over 4 times, and he's one of the best chess talent and prodigies in East Africa. Well, he was a prodigy when he was young. Now he's now 33 years old, so he's no longer a prodigy, but he's still a talent nonetheless. And as you can see, he's giving Nihal a run for his money. Nihal has been forced to second fiddle throughout this tournament, throughout this match, and Nihal doesn't know what hit him. But Nihal, being a grandmaster that he is, we give him credit, and we know somehow, somewhere, he may be able to turn this around. The how is what we are yet to find out, and I'm sure we are going to find out in this game. Most Ugandans are hoping for a draw in this particular position. They had hopes for a win when Arthur had +2, but right now it's 0-0, as you can see. No advantage on white or black, and I think both of them are too proud to ask the other for a draw and then take a rest for tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes. However, in the next 30 minutes also, this game will be decided. Nihal has been added 30 minutes on his clock, of which he has remained with 22. Arthur is yet to get his additional 30, but he's thinking for his life. He's playing the best chess of his life, and he wants to make it matter where it counts the most. So as you can see, as I had predicted a few minutes ago, when Monday was still on the stream, Black intended to play knight f7, leading to g5, and I think that is exactly the plan. The knight there was to ensure that he does not at any one time lose the pawn on h6, so he can recycle, say, the rook to the g file. The rook has been really out of the game for most of the game, not doing much. But once he recycles it to g8, then knight knight g5, thereby blocking any threats by the bishop and the queen on that side. The queen is free to come back on the queen side, and one of the threats is bishop being placed on c6, then queen d7. Once queen d7 move is made, the pawn on a4 is going to fall. But what can Arthur do? What are Arthur's options? What are Arthur's ideas? Arthur has to find a way of not just holding on to, but also putting some threats on the board. He needs to play actively while maintaining his bishop pair, which is a tall order for anyone against Nihal Sarin. So we've been joined by Monday. And Monday, what do you think from the comments from our friend from the UK or here? He's saying later on, Black, that's Nihal, can hit the a4 pawn just by piling bishop on c6, then queen d7. But all that has to come after ensuring that he's not losing anything on the king side. And so the plan is to put rook on g8. After rook g8, knight g5, blocking out any activity from the queen or the bishop. Then going back to the queen side. In Uganda, there is a place called Ntinda, which has two roads which diverge off. And the place is called Stretcher Ntinda. So the road stretches, and so that's how Ugandans make a joke out of it, that you play your opponent in such a way that you stretch him until he cannot think or he can't move anymore. And I think that's what Nihal is trying to do here. He's trying to achieve. He wants to stretch Ssegwanyi's thinking capacity. He wants to stretch Ssegwanyi's calculation until Ssegwanyi gives up. More like a boa constrictor. Grab the animal and squeeze it. Squeeze it. Mande, what do you think?
Yes, hello.
Yes, Mande, what do you think?
From this game, to be honest, it is even hard to comprehend Sarin's plans. It is also hard to comprehend Arthur's plans. But as it looks here, I don't know if it is me, but I think Arthur is running down on the time. And as soon as Nihal equalizes that time, he's going to start playing waiting moves, and much as the waiting moves, they will be sharp. And now I also want to look at the idea you had told us earlier, whereby the knight comes to f7 and then moves all the way to knight e4. That is also going to be a huge pain for Arthur, because now you can see Arthur is struggling with his white bishop. Like I told you earlier, the white bishop has no squares. It can only play within e2, f3, and d1. But if only Sarin, let me see if I can share my screen here. Share screen. Yes, I want to share this. Just a minute. Yes, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
You can see it now, right? Not so? Is it okay?
And the screen is not showing.
Sure, because here it shows that I'm sharing my screen.
When it comes, I'll be able to use it, but right now it's not showing anything. Did you choose a tab or you chose your computer's?
I chose. Let me try to share something else. Hey, let me see how to share this. Yes, can you see the screen now?
Yes, at least now it's clearer. Yes,
okay,
man,
yes.
The stream is now yours.
Okay. I'm hearing a background audio, I think, from one of your streams. I think
it was intentional because during that game there are moments of silence.
Okay, so when you look at this game here, we have Nihal has played rook g8, right?
As I had predicted.
Yes, I think his plan is knight here, like you had said earlier. Okay, but I think as soon as knight comes here, I think it will be forced. That bishop has to capture that knight. As soon as knight comes here, I think bishop has to capture it, because if he does not capture it, that knight is going to sit here and to be a serious pain for white. And now you can see that black has more fluid in these games compared to white. White's pieces are a bit fatigued and locked, and I think that is what Nihal Sarin is going to use to frustrate IM as much as possible. But at the same time, IM still has a resource in Queen A3, so that he can maybe try to move around these these coordinates. I don't know if that makes any sense. So well, it is hard to comment on this, but let's just wait.
I don't think Arthur can afford to exchange out his his dark squared bishop. Why? Once he fires that knight, that pawn on H will go to G, and so those will be connected pawns. Right now it's an isolated pawn the other side, but if they become connected, that's a bigger demon.
Yes, but now look at this. If knight comes to g5 and bishop does not take, knight is going to come to this square, okay? And this square will mean you'll have to exchange his only knight, and then pawn takes, creating a fortress on this square, okay? Are you seeing the pattern?
That one I can see clearly. That one I can see clearly, Mande.
Yes.
That gives him the opportunity. That gives him the opportunity to push G4. That's one. Number two.
David Mwanguzi.
Yes.
Yeah, there is. I think you check one of your tabs. There is some analysis from a YouTube OCS24 that is interrupting our stream. I'm hearing voices. Can you locate it? So that we can have it muted. It is interrupting our stream. Yes, hello.
And can you still hear it?
Yes, I think you check. There is a tab which has just 24, and they're analyzing. So I can hear the voices.
Manda, I think it's on your end. Please check on your end because I've closed everything. And I've remained with only 3 tabs. That is StreamYard, the latest screen I'm sharing plus the WhatsApp. I've closed everything.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It was on my end. I think it opened in one of the WhatsApp chats. Okay, yeah, but this is the position. So I don't know what we can make of this. I can't see a clear plan for IM. I can't also see, well, the plan for Nihal is clear. I think he just wants to capitalize on this entire G5, right?
Yes.
But for IM, I really don't know what even, I don't know, maybe if Queen comes to E3, and maybe try to, but you see, earlier you had an idea where, you had an idea where Bishop should have passed this side, so that it watches this diagonal. But I don't know why IM didn't go for it.
I don't know if he had that time or he did think about it. I think he has always wanted to maintain pressure on the H6 pawn.
Oh, okay.
Right now,
well,
it's bad.
But I don't know for some reason because how he dropped from a 1.5 advantage. I think I'm sure even at some point
time
had
was
1.7 or 2.
It was 2.5.
Oh, let me even see, because I can see now. Right now, white is in -1. You see this?
Minus
This
1.1.
And when a grandmaster has this kind of advantage against you, they will win this with ease. Like I told you earlier on, this bishop here, I don't know why you're not looking at it, but this white bishop only has 1, 2, 3, 4 squares where it can play from. It is not even in the game. This white bishop is not in the game.
Yeah, but it's protecting the H5 pawn.
No, but now look at this. If black can break here, okay, and create this passed pawn, I see this problem. This white bishop cannot come and attack that pawn. It can't come here and then, and then watch its diagonal, because the C2 pawn is blocking this, I think this C2 pawn is blocking the bishop mobility. So that bishop cannot express itself to come to this side of the board, because now you can see Sarin can control this file, with just his queen, rook, bishop, knight, and all these pieces can guide this pawn into queen. Okay, but now you look at Ssegwanyi's problems. Only the black bishop, okay, the knight, queen, and rook, and maybe king, that have the right to move anywhere at this point. Okay, so we can literally say that IM is down a bit in this position.
Yes, that is correct. But that doesn't mean that piece doesn't have potential. And I think
well, it
I
does
would
have
like to
potential.
maintain that potential is what can turn around this game. That potential.
But even if,
that potential is what we are hoping.
Because what I'm seeing Sarin wants to do, if he can find a way of getting rid of this pawn, I mean this knight, and he gets rid of that bishop, okay, and then he goes for the end game because this bishop is not mobile. It's not mobile enough to move. You know.
The how is the challenge.
How? Oh my goodness. I can see the guys commenting in the groups here that Nihal is totally in charge of this game. And you can see right now Nihal is ahead of IM by a minute, a full minute. And remember, Nihal is, I don't know how I can put it, but he's one of the top, actually, he's the best ultra bullet player when it comes to leeches. He ranks #1 when it comes to leeches. He's the highest. So you can see what our IM is dealing with. If I can, let me see if I can access the tab. I can show you the Nihal's ratings. Can you see it? Hello? Yes, David. Mangozi.
Yes, Alan.
Yes, so as you can see, Nihal Sarin. Yes, Nihal Sarin, you can see he's the leading ultra bullet chess player on leeches. You can see he's a 2657. So when it even comes to time management, I think Nihal Sarin knows exactly what to do. So this is not going to be a problem for him in this game. So if IM is really looking at wasting Nihal Sarin's time, I think he might have it wrong. I think IM should now, should just hang in there, play positional, and try to draw the game as soon as he gets the chance, because Sarin is not going to give any chance to anything. As you can see, IM really, even I think IM won't even look at this move where like the engine recommends king e3. He'll try to avoid that, maybe go for something like queen. So
but what is the plan?
That, I think let's just wait and see how the game turns out.
I think Arthur is seeing such a move, but he cannot understand its importance. The move looks, yes, it's a computer move, but it looks useless.
Yeah, because now, how do you generate an idea out of such a move? You know, someone says he's going to play king. Even if you ask about top players, why would anyone play king? Why would they play king e3? No one would have an idea.
Yes, because unless he wants to waste time, but really, I don't see any motive. And you said the knight on c8 is placed in such a way that even if the queen try to wiggle this side, there's no activity.
Nothing.
Nihal wants to bore Arthur into a loss, into making a
he's going to bore him. Yes, he's going to bore him into a loss. Let's see. But to be honest, and you see the problem with the French defense, you must kill the French defense by move 30. Actually, move 30 is very far. You have to kill the French defense as early as move 25. You know, someone must die at move 20. The plan must be clear, because one of the systems for black that have a strong structure towards the end game, #1 is the French defense, and then the other is the Sicilian, and then the Caro-Kann. If white does not use his chances as early as possible, white tends to suffer towards the end game, and that's why it's in this position, white is suffering to get activity for his pieces. Now let's see. Yeah, you see, Arthur had all the chances to win this game earlier, but I think we can also say it was a bit panicking, because he might even have been overwhelmed that Is this really happening that I have a 2+ advantage? Sometimes you can get excited and you just lose the game, by the way.
It's easier said than done, especially when you know that your opponent is a 16-year-old who has just been bashing grandmaster and winning tournaments throughout Europe. It's quite
Yeah, this is a
intimidating.
guy, I think, who he finished first in the Serbian Open, I think.
Yes.
And the guy had a 7 out of 8 performance. He had a 2008 performance. Oh my. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm not. So are we saying? Oh my goodness. After is running low on
I
time.
see how many games are remaining. Very few games are remaining. Most of the games have results in them, and we are just waiting for Arthur to win or draw or lose. Anything is
Yeah, I think
possible.
this is. Oh my goodness, he's making it worse. He's making it worse. Oh, Sarin is
I
going
think
to
Arthur
lose
wants to
this.
suck. Arthur wants to suck here.
No, that sacrifice is a joke. But because Nihal is going to start with a knight check.
Yes, Arthur wants to capture these 3 pawns. Arthur wants to sack bishop c4 and go with the 3 pawns.
But like
3
I
pawns
told
in the
you,
center.
to try and oh no, that won't be a good idea. Okay, that
For who?
sacrifice will get him the pieces, but it's not a good idea. Because after that sacrifice, king can just go to a7, and then what next?
Not a7, b7 to protect the knight. b7 protect the
B.
knight.
Oh yes, it goes to b7, and then you at the moment, even before the sacrifice, right now the engine is saying it is minus 2.5. Wow, this is terrible. Oh my goodness. Arthur is collapsing gradually, and I don't like this. I think fatigue might have kicked in and also tiredness, yeah?
Arthur may take a rain check on that sack. He may instead just after the knight goes to e4, he will exchange it with a knight, and then maybe just push g3 first. He may push g3 first and take a rain check on the sack.
Oh my. This is very bad.
Actually, I anticipated that move. That he may
Which move?
the queen may pile, so that after the knight exchange, instead he just takes the g2 pawn. What I really think the computer is saying Arthur should defend rook g1. But Arthur may choose to
I
play
can't believe
otherwise. He
this.
may choose to play king.
Oh, Sarin has given
Arthur
away his
may choose to
advantage by
play king
playing slow moves.
e3. The one in Arthur, he may
Hello?
go crazy and play queen e3. And you know, Grandmaster Nihal, probably after exchanging out the knights, he's looking at
yeah, I think
recycling the
Nihal
knight
just
from
wants to do a slow
C.
squeeze. I don't think he's really ambitious.
He may take the knight from C8 to E7 to F5. That's why Arthur actually has to just hold on, like you earlier said.
But seeing the moves that can help you hang in there is the problem. Because no matter the cost, Sarin's plan is to check on E4.
Computer is actually advising King E1. I don't get it. I don't get the logic of Queen E1. He has actually played King E1.
Oh. I didn't really like King E1.
You know, it cancels out the rook, huh?
Because there's something we are forgetting here. There's something we are forgetting.
I think Arthur may want to create a fortress around his king at D2. Yeah, he just creates a king fortress on D2.
And he's also anticipating the pawn break on B5 in the endgame. He wants his king to be early to stop that pawn, yeah?
Yeah.
Actually, as a matter of fact, he doesn't have to exchange of the knight. He can leave that knight to be there for as long as he wants. So he's trying to get away from the check of knight E4. So that after check on knight E4, knight takes E4, and then he pushes something like G3 to protect the bishop and also watch his H pawn. Let's see.
I think this game is going to be an endgame thriller.
As a matter of fact,
Because
Nihal wants to make
Nihal
he wants
is
to make
not
this endgame
giving.
very easy for himself.
Is not budging, but even Arthur is also not budging. None is budging. The challenge is Arthur has played King E1 and has cut off the rook from immediately coming
Yes.
into action when needed.
But like I told you, Arthur has a bad white bishop. This white bishop is the reason as to why Arthur might lose this game. You know, it doesn't have squares to go anywhere. like total 0. And Nihal is going to capitalize on that. So he's just going to play waiting moves until Arthur runs out of squares, and then that's when he goes for knight e4, and boom, he tries to open up the game as much as possible. I think my camera is not okay. I've lost some lighting here, and I think I'll just skip with the audio. Let me try to see if I can set up my camera here.
H7. I don't know what the whole idea is. I think he doesn't know what to do. He's also lost for moves. He doesn't know what to think. And I think he wants Arthur to make a mistake.
Yes, and Arthur is counting on one piece to be out of the square.
Or appears to have no consequence to him.
Now you see,
taken the king to to D2. And I think it's now about nerves. Really now it's about nerves.
You see, Nihal is waiting for the right time to play knight e4. He's just waiting for the right time.
It appears Nihal is just waiting for the right time. But what is the right time?
Because, and you see, the irony is, after this queen exchange, this is where the endgame will be decided. Because, like the computer is saying, the best move for white right now is to take out the queens. But after the queen exchange, as I told you, this bishop has no time to cross to the other side of the board. That's why I.M brought his king closer, so that even if this pawn in A tries to queen, the king is in time for it, But at the same time, Nihal is waiting on that knight e4 check, just waiting.
So if you're in I.M's shoes, what would you suggest for him to do right now?
Well, I think he should continue playing the way he's playing. He should not allow the position to be... Hello?
Oh no, he has blundered.
How?
Minus 3.5, that's what the computer is saying.
Wait,
minus
he played the knight down.
No,
why did he do that? Come on.
Rook B.
This is bad. Now, after that knight check, it's over.
It's not yet over.
Arthur has blundered.
It's not yet over.
No, because look at this. Now, after knight check, rook is going to take the pawn, right?
No, knight check, knight fires the knight, right? Arthur has to take, yes, the computer is saying Arthur has to play rook F. Well, for me, I think Arthur actually has to play rook H. Arthur has to play rook H to prevent the queen from coming in.
Arthur has to play rook H?
Well, computers see differently from human beings, but if Arthur allows Nihal queen H4, it's going to be bad.
Oh, after Nihal goes queen H4, eh?
Yes.
Oh, after Nihal goes queen H4, it's going to be a huge problem for Arthur, by the way. It is gone.
But then there's another problem, actually.
Oh, there's
another bigger problem.
Bad. This is bad. This is bad. It's game over. It's game over. After queen H4, it is game over.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my word. Come on. You see, like I told you, Nihal's plan was just to hang in there, wait until Arthur plays one of his pieces wrongly. And that's what he was just looking for.
So that's why you are suggesting you should have gone for a queen exchange.
Yes?
Because I mean, if the queens are out, you can at least fight.
Yes. Actually, Arthur's best move was queen a3, take out queens and then fight from there. But like you see what Nihal was doing. Let me try to play my knight in g5, threaten knight e4. But now Nihal chose to go back with his knight, and now his queen got a better square, and now he's in h4. Oh my word. This is going to be bad.
I see Nihal's idea of king a7. He takes the king out of any funny sack.
Any funny sacrifice.
Yeah, on c5,
because
on c4.
Oh yes. Actually, I.M was planning bishop take on c something, on c4, then queen takes. That funny sacrifice, I think, is what Nihal was trying to avoid. But now this is done. This is
Yeah,
done.
but
This
that
is done.
rook b1 looked a normal move, but it's a bad move. And I've just seen if Arthur had played, for example, rook instead of king, if he had taken rook to h, they were still going to sack him anyway.
Ah man, the boy has played queen h4. This is gone. This is gone. Oh my word. Oh my word. Now Arthur is forced to sacrifice that knight. He has to put it somewhere so that it is eaten.
What if he plays knight f? What if he plays knight f and sacrifices the pawn instead?
He plays knight what?
F.
Knight takes on f. Yeah, but still knight takes on f,
Not
my
knight
friend.
takes on f, knight f1. Saves the knight.
This is bad. This is bad. Man, this is lost.
This is bad.
So this boy knew that he has no plans, and he also read IM's mind that IM right now has no plans. So let me just hang in there until he puts one of his pieces in the wrong square. And that is what IM has done exactly. First of all, IM
So
tried
it
to
was all
gamble with
about who
knight.
is going to blunder first.
Yes, because he saw IM is playing well. So, and because he knows IM is has issues in the middle game, let me just try to play pieces around. Like you see the maneuvers Nihal Sarin was doing. Let me play waiting moves such as queen d2. I mean queen d, queen what? Queen e7. Let me also play queen h7. Let me also play knight g5. Then I take my knight back to f7. All these were just waiting moves. Yeah, and because he just put IM in a mix, a mix and a cocktail of things, and IM just got lost on account. Because now with the -7 against the Grandmaster, this is dust. I think IM has resigned. Huh? Oh, he has made it worse. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is painful. David Mwanguzi. Oh, oh my word! What is happening here? This is lost. This is embarrassing. This is very embarrassing.
Actually, right now, I think we are proud of Arthur. We are proud of what Arthur. Right now, we are proud of what Arthur has done, and Arthur has resigned, and the game is done and dusted. He has lost, but what can I say? I think Arthur played his heart out. He did his very best, and chess is sometimes very unforgiving, very unforgiving. One mistake and loses the game. But today, we are proud of Arthur. We are proud of how far he stretched the Grandmaster. We are proud of his chess. We are proud of the talent that he is. And we know that tomorrow, it's day 2, we'll put up a better fight. From us from Uganda, we thank you for being part of this stream, and good night.